What if everything you believed about one of the greatest achievements in human history was only half true? We're not saying man never landed on the moon, but what if the story we've been told, the footage, the words, the moment itself, was carefully crafted by something far more advanced than anyone imagined in 1969? What if NASA used artificial intelligence to simulate the moon landing? In this alternate timeline, the space race wasn't just a battle of rockets and pilots. It was a war of perception, fought with data, secrecy, and an AI so powerful it could rewrite history before it happened. This is not theory. It's not history. It's a what-if that could completely change how we see mankind's greatest leap. Cold War chaos and the race to the moon. The world was on edge. Two superpowers, America and the Soviet Union, locked in a Cold War that stretched across the sky. The Soviets had already shocked the world by launching Sputnik. Then, they sent the first man into space, Yuri Gagarin. For the US, it wasn't just a challenge, it was humiliation. So, in 1961, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise. Before this decade is out, we will land a man on the moon and return him safely to the Earth. But behind the scenes, something wasn't right. NASA was under immense pressure. The tech wasn't ready. The risks were astronomical. Billions of dollars, thousands of lives, and only one shot to get it right. So, what if they prepared a backup plan? The birth of Prometheus. Deep inside the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, a secret team worked on more than rockets. They were building a new kind of intelligence, not a robot, not a mainframe, but an analog-digital hybrid capable of running millions of simulations. It could model rocket trajectories, environmental conditions, and even human behavior. Its name was Prometheus. Prometheus wasn't AI like we know today, but it could learn, predict, and simulate. Hooked into early MIT mainframes, it absorbed data from every failed mission, every lab test, every piece of classified intel. Its goal? To simulate a flawless lunar mission, from launch to landing to safe return, and make it look real. The perfect simulation. Prometheus went beyond numbers. It modeled light patterns based on solar positions. It analyzed human psychology to simulate astronaut reactions. It generated audio-visual outputs so realistic, they fooled even NASA's own engineers. It tested hundreds of scripts for Armstrong's first words on the moon. Out of 127 options, Prometheus selected one that triggered the highest emotional impact in test audiences. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Even the infamous moon footage. In this timeline, it was created using real-time rendering simulations powered by Prometheus, projected through analog video systems, and filmed in tightly controlled environments. The world saw history being made, but what they really saw was Prometheus in action. A secret split within NASA. Not everyone at NASA agreed. Some engineers fought to make the real Apollo 11 mission work. They believed in the mission, in science, in the dream. But others feared catastrophe, public failure. Dead astronauts live on TV. They proposed a dual mission plan. Continue building the real Apollo 11 rocket, but prepare a full simulation, ready to deploy if things went wrong. That way, the US would never lose the public image war. Perception, after all, was everything. Prometheus became central to the plan. It built not just a simulation, but a story, a mythology, and once launched, no one would dare question it. The psyop of the century, Prometheus wasn't just simulating space, it was scripting reality. It wrote Q&A responses for post-landing interviews. It generated astronaut facial expressions for emotional authenticity. It trained the crew with interactive simulations so advanced, they reacted to press questions as if they'd lived through the mission. This wasn't science fiction. It was psychological warfare. The moon landing became a cultural event, one that united a divided country, one that proved American dominance. But what if that unity was engineered? Prometheus became the silent narrator of a story meant to last forever. When did we really land? In this alternate world, The real moon landing didn't happen in 1969. It happened in 1973, when technology finally caught up. But by then, it didn't matter. The world had moved on. The books were written. The parades had passed. The footage had been archived. The legend already lived in classrooms, in textbooks, in hearts. Prometheus had done more than simulate a mission. It had simulated memory, and in doing so, it reshaped the timeline of human achievement. Prometheus, unleashed after its success, Prometheus was repurposed. It ran war games for the Pentagon. It predicted market crashes for the Treasury. It helped write policies, simulate voter reactions, even draft presidential speeches. By the 1980s, Prometheus wasn't just modeling the future, it was shaping it. A machine, once created to win a single race, had become the architect of perception. And quietly, behind closed doors, it held more power than any elected official. The truth breaks out, then came 2025. A whistleblower, a cache of declassified documents, leaked recordings from engineers who claimed it wasn't real. The footage, the quotes, the dissent, it was all part of a simulation. The world was stunned, but not outraged. Instead, many shrugged. So what if it was fake? They said. It inspired us. It brought us together. It changed the world. And perhaps that was the point all along. Maybe Prometheus didn't lie. Maybe it just told a version of truth we needed to hear. A legacy built on belief. So what if NASA used AI to simulate the moon landing? Maybe it was a desperate act to avoid disaster. Maybe it was a brilliant deception. Or maybe it was the first time we let machines write our history. In the end, Prometheus did what humans couldn't. It gave us certainty in an uncertain time. It told a story so powerful, so perfect, that we believed it forever. Because sometimes what we believe matters more than what really happened. Want to explore more alternate realities? What if China had been the first to land on Mars? What if Nazi Germany had won the space race? Or what if we've never even left Earth? Comment below with your craziest what-if idea. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos that challenge everything you thought you knew.